9.5, multiplication and division problems. The objective for today is I will determine whether I need to multiply or divide to solve a problem. I will use models to interpret remainders and division problems as well. A quick review on some vocabulary. The divisor is a number who does the dividing. The div is the number that's being divided. The quotient is the answer to the division problem. And a remainder is when a number is left over in a division problem. Here's our problem for today. Go ahead and include this in your notes. Caitlin wants to buy lemonade for the 4th grade picnic. There are 42 students in the 4th grade. If 1 quart of lemonade serves 5 students, how many quarts does she need? Okay. Again, we always make sure we cube our problem first. So C is circling my number. So she's buying it for the 4th grade picnic. 42 students. 1 quart of lemonade serves 5 students for 1 quart, okay? So then I need to make sure I underline the question. How many quarts does she need? Okay, box in any important words. Quarts will be my label when I'm done. There are 42 students, and I know that serves 5 students. This information up here I don't need to know, so I'm going to eliminate it. All right, so sometimes in word problems with multiplication and division, I have to figure out if I need to know certain information. So how many quarts does she need? I know that she has 42 students in the 4th grade, and that 1 quart of lemonade is going to serve 5 students. So I'm trying to find out how many quarts she needs. So I'm going to use my division skills to divide 42 divided by 5. Just like we talked about in the previous lesson, we're going to use our division steps. Does McDonald's sell cheeseburgers? So I'll divide, multiply, subtract, check my work, and then bring down anything that might still be left in the problem. So I start with my divisor out here. 5 into 4. Okay, I know my 5, so I can actually take 5 into 42. 5 times what gives me something close to 42, but it can't be more than 42. I know that 5 times 8 is 40, so I'm going to go ahead and write that down. I do have a remainder because my number that's left over right here is smaller than my 5, and if it is, then it is left over, which means it's going to be my remainder. But now let's look at the problem. If there's 1 quart of lemonade and that serves 5 students, how many quarts does she need? So I'm saying right now she needs 8 quarts of lemonade. But I have a remainder, so that would mean that there are going to be some students who are not going to be getting lemonade if I only make 8 quarts. Because I want to make sure that I have enough for everyone at the party, it's always good for me to over-plan or have more than I need. So I'm going to plan, because I have a remainder in this problem, that she should definitely make more than 8 quarts. So she should make 9 quarts for this. Because there is a remainder, we don't want people to not get lemonade, so we need to have more than enough available to them. Let's take a look at this problem. Jackson has $55 to buy balloons for the end of the quarter party. The balloons cost $9 per bunch. Sometimes you can ignore the remainder, and sometimes the remainder is the answer we need. It will always depend on what is being asked in the problem. So there's certain situations, again, where we will be able to ignore my remainder, and then there's times where we will need our remainder. Here's 2 examples of different questions that you might see, and you would have to determine how to solve. First question over here is, how many bunches of balloon can Jackson buy? So he has $55, and each bunch of balloons is going to cost $9. So I'm looking at that, and I've determined that I don't need to know anything about my remainder. All I need to know is how many bunches of balloons I'm able to buy. So I have to figure out how many times 9 goes in to 55. So I'm thinking about my multiplication skills, knowing that 5 times 6 gives me 54. So 9 times 6 will give me 54. I'll do my subtraction, giving me a remainder of 1. He only has $55, so I can't buy any more than 6. So for this, he can buy 6 bunches. Now here's the question where the remainder is needed. How much money will Jackson have left? Okay, so if he's able to buy 6 bunches, and they're $9 each, so I need to know how much he's going to have spent anyway on the total 6 bunches. So I'll do 6 times 9. Again, thinking about my multiplication skills, I have my 6 times 9 is 54. So he's going to spend $54 on 6 bunches of balloon. He has $55. So I know that he's going to have my remainder, which was over here. He'll have $1 left over. Make sure you write this down in your notes. You always need to multiply when you want to combine equal groups. And you always divide when you want to find the number of groups or the number in each group. Okay, so we think about dividing up our candy to share with our friends. When we divide, we want to have an equal number for each group. And when I want to combine and make everything come together and find out what we have total, I will make sure that I multiply. Here's another problem. Suppose Caitlin collects $5 from each of the 42 students in order to pay for the cost of the picnic. How much money should she collect? Explain how you know which operation to use. Remember, operation means addition, subtraction, multiplication, or divide. So my 4 operations. So each of the 42 students are going to pay her $5 in order to pay for the total cost. How much money should she collect? For this particular problem, I know that I'm going to combine and I'm trying to find a total, a bigger number. So I will use my multiplication skills of 42 times 5. 5 times 2 gives me 10, so I'll write down my 0, carry my 1. 5 times 4 gives me 20, but I have to remember to add my 1, so 21. So the total that she'll need to collect from all 42 students will be $210.